Hey guys, Jen Sharp here from ALP Cycles Coaching. I'm going to take you through a series of stretches and poses that will help you feel better in your body and hopefully be restorative after you've gone out on a bike ride. The only things you really need for this, for prop wise, are just maybe a blanket or two or some pillows. You don't even need a yoga mat, but I prefer a yoga mat. So what I'd like you to do is take your blankets and put them underneath your sit bones, sitting back in a cross-legged position. The reason for the blankets is that if you find that your knees are really towards the sky and you have a really hard time relaxing into your hips, this can give you some height and allow you to really kind of settle in. Good. From here, you want to roll your shoulder blades back down along your back, kind of open up through your chest. We're often like this on the bike, and we're going to do some counter movements for that. Good. On an inhale, bring your arms overhead. On an exhale, plant your right hand and scooch over to the left. You're probably going opposite of what I'm doing right now, and that's fine. Good. Maybe you can look up towards the ceiling, really getting a nice side body stretch. Excellent. Inhale back to center and switch sides. Good. Looking up towards the ceiling. Excellent. And coming back through center. Good. This time we're going to do a little spinal twist, so go ahead and grab your right knee with your left hand. Getting a nice gentle twist in. Good. Coming back through center. And then twisting to the other side. Good. Basically what we're doing right now is just kind of warming our spine up. So go ahead and remove your props or your blankets or your pillows or whatever you're using. Put them off to the side. And we're coming into what's called tabletop. So you want to make sure that your hips are stacked over your knees and your shoulders are stacked over your elbows and then stacked over your wrists. You're going to tuck your toes, dip your belly, look up for cow. Exhale, untuck your toes, belly in towards spine for cat. Inhale, back up for cow, tuck the toes, dip the belly, look up. Exhale, back for cat. Good. Inhale, back up for cow, tuck the toes, dip the belly, look up. Exhale, back for cat. And maybe this time you bring your hips down to your heels. Good, and rocking from side to side, just really paying attention to any sensations that you may feel in your body. Good, and coming back to neutral, go ahead and bring your left hand underneath your right face, your face, and inhale your right arm up towards the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. So coming down onto your shoulder. Perhaps you're using your left hand to push you a little bit more into the twist. Or maybe if you like, you can walk those fingers forward on that left hand, getting a nice pec stretch. Good, and then walking those fingers back underneath your face. Inhale your right hand towards the sky. Exhale, land it down back onto the mat. Inhale your left hand up towards the sky. Exhale, thread the needle, landing on that left shoulder. Maybe using that right arm to really get a little additional twist. Or perhaps you're spider walking your fingers forward, getting a nice stretch into the pec. Good, breathing here. Good, and then walking that hand back towards your face. Inhale, bring that left hand up towards the sky. And exhale, land it back down on the ground. Now what we're going to go into are some sun salutations. And you may be familiar with these if you've ever done yoga before. If you haven't, that's fine. All they are basically warming up our spine and getting us ready to go a little deeper. So rather than just kind of going straight into stretching, we're going straight into some movement so we can stretch. Good. From a tabletop position, go ahead and tuck your toes and gently lift your knees off the ground about 3 to 4 inches. And then what I'd like you to do is bring your hips back towards your heels and try and get your booty up towards the sky. It's totally fine to have really tight hamstrings and be bending really far into this. I'd rather have you do that than not be able to get into the pose. Eventually what you want to be able to do is walk through your feet. So you're kind of getting one heel down then the other. And then maybe eventually you're able to get both heels down to the ground or pretty close to it. You want to spread wide through those fingers, making sure that your index fingers are pointed straight towards the front of the room, and that you wrap your shoulders down your back. Good. On an inhale, look between your thumbs, and exhale, walk gently towards the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift, so placing your palms on your shins. Exhale, forward fold. And then let's walk our feet about maybe 2 fists apart. Good, and then just hang over here. We're doing what's called ragdoll. So you can either interlace the fingers on the inside of your elbows. If you find that your hamstrings are feeling this more than your back strengthening or lengthening, then go ahead and really bend into your knees. Good. This is more about the spine lengthening than it is about the hamstrings being stretched. Good, and release your hands back down to the ground. Toe heel your toes, feet back together. On an inhale, half lift, palms on shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, you're gonna roll up from the base of your spine, with your head being the last thing to come up. Good, and then roll your shoulders down your back, palms facing the front of the room. Good, on an inhale, bring your arms overhead, palms press. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold, bending into those knees. Inhale, half lift, hands on shins. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to a high plank. And from high plank, lower down to your knees, and then down to your chest. On an inhale, we're going to come up to a little bit of a back bend. This is called baby cobra. And then we're going to slow them from side to side. From left to right, from right to left. Good, coming back through center. Go ahead and press back up to all fours. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, back into downward dog. Good, pausing here for 2 breaths. And on an inhale, look between your hands, and exhale, walk your feet back up towards your hands. Inhale, half lift, palms on the shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, your arms out and up, palms press. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Then release your hands down by your sides, roll your shoulders down your back, shine your palms forward to the front of the room. Good, on an inhale, bring your arms out and up, palms press. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, hands on shins. Exhale, plant your hands, step back for a high plank. This time you can lower your shins down or your knees down, or from here, you can lower halfway to the ground. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, back, downward dog. Good. On an inhale, look between your hands. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, palms on shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up, palms press. Bring hands down through heart center. Good, and release your hands down by your side. Roll your shoulders down your back. Notice the thing here? Good, we're going to go into that one more time. Inhale, your arms out and up, palms press. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, hands on shins. Exhale, plant your hands, step back for high plank. Lower your knees down to the ground, lower your chest down to the ground. Inhale, up cobra. Exhale, back, downward dog. Good. Walking through your dog, making sure your back line is awake. Great. On an inhale, look between your hands. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up, palms press. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Excellent. Now we're going to open up the psoas because our psoas always get super tight. So from this pose, which is also called Tadasana, or maybe you've heard of it called mountain pose, we're going to have our arms down by our sides and wash your shoulders down your back. And step your right foot back. Good. Just feel a nice stretch in your hip flexor. And inhale, bring your hands overhead. Good, really getting a nice stretch through the psoas, which connects the upper body to the lower body. Good. Now go ahead and release your hands down to frame your left foot, and release that right knee down to the ground. Untuck the toes. And we're going to look forward. Still getting a nice stretch through that right hamstring, or that right hip flexor. And then exhale, straighten that front leg. And this time, flexing that foot towards the ceiling. Good, on an inhale, walk it forward again. Shine your heart forward. Exhale, exhale, getting into that straightened leg. Inhale forward. And exhale, straighten that front leg. Good. Really getting a nice hamstring stretch here. And coming forward once more. Go ahead and untuck your toes, lift your knee off the ground, and step up, right foot to meet left. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms out and up, palms press. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good, hands release down by your sides, release your shoulders, wash them down your back. And let's step the left foot back this time. Getting a nice hip flexor stretch on that left side. Inhale your arms overhead. Pinkies can twirl towards each other. Good. Just feel a nice psoas stretch happening in that hip flexor. You want to make sure that your right knee is directly over your right ankle and it's pointed towards your middle toe. It's not off to the side or to the inside. You want to make sure your joints are stacked. Good. On an inhale, release your hands down, frame your right foot. Release that left knee, untuck those toes, and then shine your heart open towards the front of the room. Good, on an exhale, lean forward, lean backwards, straighten that front leg, flex that toe towards the ceiling. And coming back forward, shine your heart open, feeling that stretch to the hip flexor again. Good, and straighten that front leg. Coming into a nice hamstring stretch. One more time, come forward. And release backwards. Straightening that front leg. Good. Maybe tucking your head. Yes. Coming back forward. Hands from that front foot. Untuck your left toes. Bring that left knee off the ground. And step forward. Left foot meets right. Good on inhale. Half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms out and up. Palms press. Exhale, hands to heart center. Hands down by your sides for Tadasana. Good, we're going to inhale, arms out and up. Palms press. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, cleanse your hands. Step back to a high plank. And lower all the way down to the ground. From here, we're going to do some back bends because we often don't do back bends when we're cycling. So scoot your left cheek onto the ground, looking over your right shoulder. Your toes together, heels apart. Good. Bring your head back through center, forehead through center. Zip up your legs together, rooting your pubic bone down into the mat or to the floor. Hands down by your sides, and on an inhale, lift your chest, chin, and legs. Good. Getting a nice back bend. One more breath in. And release. Turning your cheek to the other side. So looking over your left shoulder. Toes together, heels apart. Good. On an inhale, bring your forehead back through center. Zip up your legs. And on an inhale, chest, chin, and legs back up. This is also called Shalabhasana. Throwing in some Sanskrit for you guys. Good, and release that back down. Hands underneath your shoulders. Pressing back up to all fours. Your knees go wide. Your hips towards your heels. Doing a nice child's pose movement, which is a nice counter to those back bends we just did. Really breathing into any sensations or areas that may be tight. Then walk your hands back up towards your knees and scooch over onto one side. Bringing your legs out in front of you, scooting down on your mat or on the floor, and then slowly releasing down to the ground. Good. From here, you're going to bring your knees in towards your chest, giving them a nice squeeze. Release your right leg towards the ground, holding your left knee towards your left armpit. Then using your right arm to guide your knee across your body. You're going to go into a nice side twist. The left arm can be a T. And you can play with whether it feels good to open up through that arm and that shoulder with your palm facing up towards the ceiling, or if facing down feels better. I find that facing it up towards the ceiling gives a little more openness. And then I also like to look over that left shoulder. Could maybe closing your eyes. Excellent. Good, and then bringing the knees back through center. Go ahead and hug both the knees in towards your chest. Maybe rocking from side to side. Excellent. And this time, release your left leg out, your right knee in towards your right armpit. Take your left hand and guide your knee, right knee across your body. And bring your right arm out to a T or to a goalpost. It's up to you. Good, breathing into any tight areas. Excellent. Looking over your right shoulder. Good, and then bringing your legs back to center, hugging them both in nice and tight. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then release your legs out so they're a little wider than hip width apart. Let your arms flop open away from your sides. Close your eyes. And take 10 breaths to relax. And tune in to what feels, what your body feels, what your mind feels. And thank yourself for making it here, for giving your body the nourishment it needs. Good. And when those 10 breaths are done, you can bring your arms overhead for awakening stretch. Bring your knees in towards your chest and roll over to your right side. And using your arms to support you, go ahead and press back up to a seated position. And thanks for joining me. Have a lovely day.